Cover Down, a Guardians of the Purple Heart production. Doug, former Army, and Seth, former Navy, belong to a 501c3 charity called Guardians of the Purple Heart that assists combat wounded veterans where government organizations leave off. With a drive to carry the Guardians' message into the world, Cover Down was created. They keep things honest and authentic, discussing everything within our veteran and military and general community, covering news, community outreach, military history, viral video reviews, and local veteran-owned businesses, interviews with American heroes, upcoming charity events, and anything that happens to interest them. They also have a weird obsession with pickles. Don't ask. This show's not just for vets, it's for everyone. Check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and many other listening platforms.
I was like, where does this story sound so familiar in my head? Because I remember my cousin started crying when my mom fucking hit him. It was pretty cool. Right. Where'd you get your extra food from?
Nothing Pacific, a non-specific podcast in West Virginia, home of the hottest homeless guys. Do you know who Robbie Knievel is?
Yeah, son of Evil Knievel.
He died.
What?
Yeah, he died yesterday.
How are you just gonna jump into that shit real quick? Yeah, spring that fucking shit upon me, man. Kid's like an idol to me. Like,
Evil Knievel was, Robbie Knievel.
both of them.
I mean, he was
It's
probably
like
got
following-
overshadowed by Bigfoot, the monster truck.
Yeah, it's like following your dad's ball sack. I don't know. Wait,
What?
That's a fucking. The ball set a pair of balls, dude. The shit they did.
Oh yeah, just getting
Fucking-
fucked up every day, smashing into
Dude.
shit.
You just jumped right into that one.
Yeah,
Robbie
yeah.
Knievel died.
Well, he's not the only person
Wait.
who's died.
How did he die?
I don't know. Let's
Did
look.
he jump the Grand Canyon again,
No,
or did
fuck
he,
no. He was like 60.
or did he die in a lame way? Like,
Probably in his bed.
oh man,
Knievel.
that's just straight.
Robert Knievel. Daredevil like his father.
Please tell me it was a sick fucking jump that he was doing.
No, I'm telling you, he probably didn't.
That's gonna be.
Pancreatic cancer.
Oh man, fucking all that, and the fucking cancer gets him.
Pancreatic cancer is one of those ones that like really fucking kill people. Though.
I know it's bullshit though. I expected that dude to go out fucking jumping 40 airliners or something, not just fucking pancreatic cancer. Boring.
Oh, yeah, him and Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck died too.
Who the fuck is Jeff Beck?
Massive guitarist for like years and years and years.
Right, when you
And,
said massive guitarist, it just snapped. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, at least
She died of a heart attack. The first thing my mom said was like, it was probably all those diet pills. I kind of sat there and was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, she was like the spokeswoman for a lot of dietary supplements, right?
I have no idea. I know she probably would have taken any. I mean, her dad definitely did. Among other things. But
Elvis did a lot of drugs.
they say when he died, it wasn't like necessarily because it was a heart attack. Is like when he was pushing, your heart like does this weird thing.
Yeah.
Like if you were hooked up to an
Abnormal
EKG, you can actually see when you're like pushing. And they said that's what killed him. I mean, his heart was already weakened, but that's the thing that killed him.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Robbie Knievel, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Don't know how to process that one.
Probably like anybody else.
Next week he'll be forgotten.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, fucking hats off to Robbie Knievel. Fucking dude is following in his dad's footsteps, doing some crazy shit. So
Yeah.
can't really fucking. Like I said, I expected him to go out in a blaze of glory, though. Like,
Evil Knievel didn't though, did he?
I think he did.
I thought he died of like cancer too or something.
Fucking cancer just gotta ruin everything, huh? Fucking stupid cancer.
What's crazy is like it's more or less cured. More or less.
Yeah. But still sucks.
Respiratory disease.
He died of what the
He
fuck?
died of pulmonary disease in Clearwater, Florida, 2007. Jesus, I didn't know that.
Holy shit, 2000. Wow, it's been that long?
I didn't. That's not that long ago. That's what's crazy. I thought he would have died like sooner. He was only 69.
It was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
God damn.
Huh.
He died when.
We got out of high school.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Holy shit.
I mean, if you had the choice of the way you were gonna die, how would you die?
Quick and fast. Like.
Okay, but how?
I don't know. Like, what's like? I wouldn't want to be burned alive. That's fucking worst.
Mm.
Wouldn't want to suffocate, like drowning.
Right.
That would be fucking fucked up. Or like trapped in an avalanche. That'd be fucked up too.
Mm.
I'd rather like probably like hit in the brain by a bullet or fucking hit by a car quick.
I mean something like cool, like I'd be robbing a bank, go out and blaze a gunfire. Or
Yeah, I don't know if I had the balls to do that.
riding a nuke, like in.
Riding a nuke would be the quickest way.
Like in what's the movie, Doctor Strangelove.
Or like Armageddon, where he detonates it.
That's not as fun though. He's like, he just pushes fucking Ben Affleck and it's like, I'm going to die, and then he hits the button.
Well, yeah, but
That's
still, he's still vaporized himself.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't feel a thing.
Did you ever see Space Cowboys?
Yeah.
That's the way to go. Just like, fuck it, I'm
Right.
just gonna die on the moon. What's up?
Yeah, and I don't know. That's a fucking. It's a hard question.
Hmm.
You see, there's a winner for the $1.35 billion
No.
lottery.
No. Where was it?
I don't know. I didn't really.
Well,
read.
fuck, man.
It just said winner in big fucking article.
Somebody won it. Ooh.
Yeah. It's like they're not gonna come out for fucking weeks because they probably
If at
have
all.
bad debt and shit.
If at all. Like they, there's always a Reddit thread every few years or so. It's the same one gets linked every time, but it's like, this is what you do before you start spending money. You get a lawyer, you get a financial advisor, or whatever. There's a certain type of financial advisor one that's not going to be able to steal your money. Set up whatever trust you need, blah blah blah, and then piss away your money.
Yeah.
But don't tell your family, don't tell your friends, whatever.
Would you tell your family?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
I just act like I'm going to work every day. They're like, bought a car. Cool. Bought a house. Or even then, I probably wouldn't even tell them. Just like, yeah, I moved into this place. It was like, this is a nice place. You should probably buy your house. I own the house.
In the Rio Arriba County, you're fucking labeled as a drug dealer. They'd be calling the feds on you and everything. Because your house will get bigger, cars will get nicer. And
I wouldn't do anything like that. I definitely wouldn't live near anybody. I'd probably buy up like a bunch of land in Chimayo, clear those old houses out, build some nice ones, and then just find a nice little secluded spot where no one can fuck with you.
Fuck yeah.
Or build like a little compound.
$1 billion, dude. What's the craziest shit you'd do with $1 billion?
Other than what I just said?
Well, no, that's like setting up your life. I'm talking about when you have the houses, you have the cars.
I would build.
What would you do?
I would build a 1-for-1 replica of Valhalla or Blood Gulch from Halo 1.
What else are you gonna do with the other $596 million?
It's gonna be 1-for-1. There's gonna be people out there and warthogs and everything. So I mean, from there, you're pretty fun. That's a pretty fun thing to do. Just like I did this. Fuck everybody else.
Simunition. That'd be sick.
Whatever. That or paintballs, real ones, real weapons.
Real weapons.
Import people in like.
Here's your Kevlar vest. Here's your Kevlar vest.
You ever see that movie Battle Royale?
No.
It's basically what the Hunger Games ripped off, but this group of students. It's a Japanese movie, by the way. This group of students, their whole bus, a busload of them, their whole class is abducted, taken to this island, and then these bomb collars are put on them. They're like, look, you have all these certain areas, these little sections. If you're in this area for too long, you're going to get blown up.
Jesus.
Yeah. Everybody is going to pick up this duffel bag full of weapons. Last person standing.
Holy shit.
Like,
that sounds pretty fun.
And they just said, all right, go for it. And so, like, somebody runs out, grabs a bag, runs out right away. And then, like, everybody realizes what's going on. And then the next person runs out, fucking arrow through the throat.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the movie just gets progressively gory like that.
Sick.
Yeah, the sequel sucks, though.
Really? They overthought it again?
No, it's like they go back to the island, but different people, and it's just not as good.
Huh. Sounds pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, you just... Bad kids? Put them on a death island. I mean, probably not kids, because they'd be able-bodied and shit.
Yeah.
But like,
Prisoners.
no, like Saudi princes or something.
Jesus. Saudi princesses.
Yeah, those guys are fucked up. Like Taliban leaders, like
Yeah.
massive world pieces of shit. CIA goes in, picks them up, keeps them alive, throw them in there with Andrew Tate. See who lasts the longest.
Andrew Tate would probably be the bitch boy of the group.
He'd probably dead immediately.
Yeah.
Mostly because those Saudi princes are like hardcore
Gunman.
about killing people on their own.
Yeah.
So
You don't do it, I'll do it. Oh, what?
get Kim Jong Un and Putin out
Sure,
there.
boss?
Putin would probably last a while, unless his cancer really is killing him.
Kim Jong Un?
No, Putin.
Oh, Putin.
Kim
Does
Kim
he
Jong
really
Un
have
would be.
cancer, or they just put it in
I
his
have
front
no idea, but it's still. If he does, it's still pretty cool.
Is it like, I know, right? That's a slow death. Like,
Like
enjoy that, Putin,
That's what you get, stupid.
with your bitch ass. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck Putin.
Right?
He's gonna. He can't.
Don't
touch
get me wrong. Russians, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the group that are cool, but just Putin by himself, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Well,
Die that slow death.
any
bro.
KGB person, except for Gorbachev. Gorbachev sold pizza. Have you ever seen those commercials?
No,
Like after the wall came down, he came to America and he was in like Pizza Hut commercials.
really?
Pizza Hut or Domino's. It's a fucking insane thing to have happen.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
But
I don't know. I just think like Putin's gonna die a slow death. Like the dude is just fucked up. I've been watching this guy on YouTube. He talks about like the Ukraine war and stuff, and the Russian soldiers. Like they're like our military, we have high morale and stuff at points. I'm not saying morale's always high, but we're pretty much the best fighting force out there.
biggest, at least.
Well, biggest and best.
Best
'cause-
supplied.
Yeah.
But
And so
well,
there's
not best
transmissions from Russian soldiers that are saying that they're just leaving us out here to die. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of
was-
fucked up.
that was
Like,
almost immediately guys just running around. and
Yeah.
shit, but
it's like I feel bad for like humankind in general, but given like the circumstances, like the Russian soldiers that are saying, "Oh well, they left us out here to die." Well, if you were doing better, would you be killing?
probably.
That's a strong possibility, right? So I'm
Yeah.
kind of like on the fence of like, nah,
That,
fuck that
that's
guy.
sad for you,
Yeah,
but fuck
You-
your whole military.
you put yourself in that situation.
Some
by,
people did.
Well, no, they put it themselves there because they could have overthrown the government, all this and that, and turned it from a communist state.
Nah, it's not even a communist state.
Dude, our
It's an
fucking
oligarchy.
our White House got raided.
Yeah, they
by
did-
a dude in a clown suit.
Yeah, did nothing happen
You
from
telling
it.
me that a billion people inside fucking Russia wouldn't be able to do that?
No, it's just like any other country. That's how dictatorships work. That's how oligarchies and all that shit works. Is it's enough that people are so repressed they don't rise up.
Well, I don't know.
But they also believe their own bullshit too because of the propaganda that keeps going.
yeah,
But
that's one of the major things is like the Russian, the head of the Russians, the KGB. They were talking about like,
there's no KGB anymore.
well, that's what they say.
SBS
They
or something like that.
the dude was saying the other day that they just want to reprogram the children of Ukraine to believe that. And I believe Hitler did that with the Nazi regime, right? Like
Yeah,
the
and we
whole-
did it with the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's just
It's-
propaganda. But
it's crazy.
not really. It happens so often. You're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
But again, that's how those forms of government work. It kind of
Yeah.
works here too.
seems like
that.
the issue is government.
Yeah.
Not
I
saying anything
want-
bad about ours. I mean, I
was
support
watching
all of them shit.
the show called Revolution. It was like 2 seasons long. Giancarlo Esposito, the guy that plays in Breaking Bad, the chicken guy,
Oh yeah,
and Grand Moff Gideon, he's in it. But what it is all the power goes out in the, I guess in the world. It doesn't really specify, but it's at least in the U.S. And so there's like all these normal people become like dictators. There's one Marine ends up starting his own militia, which actually ends up taking over quite a large bit of the U.S. But the big thing is no guns. Like normal people can't have guns. Like a few of their people have guns, but it's mostly swords and whatever.
yeah.
I mean, it's basically The Walking Dead without zombies. So slightly better, but some of the other things are like, all right, come on. Because there's like some girl, you can't just kill people. You grew up like this is like a 15-year-old time frame. This has all occurred. That this girl's grown up is like, you don't think you should kill people? You think killing people in cold blood's bad? Really?
Come on, lady.
Like, get real.
Get real with your bad self.
But no, it's a good show. But like I said, it's only like 2 seasons. I only saw like the first 5 or 6 episodes with my mom last night. But
God damn, the first 5 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 4 hours of show, right?
I think the episodes are only like half an hour.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 30, 64.
It's 3 hours.
2 hours. You said 4 episodes, right?
4 or 5 episodes. 2.5 hours. It's not really that big of a deal.
That's pretty fucking... That's not bad.
No, it's not.
I just think about that. I thought it was like 4 hours of movie.
My point being is, I think we should just do that. Just start over, give us that.
Yeah.
Prevent technology from a certain point, and then let it work itself out. I mean, a lot of people wanted that before fucking COVID. I mean, at least then you can see like what people can really do.
Yeah.
It's always weird to see a fat guy in those shows. Like, how are you eating so well?
Right. Where'd you get your extra food from?
You must be just living at 7-Eleven eating those old Twinkies.
Right.
Anyways, what would you do if you hit the fucking $1 billion?
$1 billion, dude? I don't even know. Like I said, house set up, family set up.
Yeah.
Bills,
You get the bullshit out of the way first.
Once I get the bullshit out of the way, I don't know, dude. The sky's the limit at that point. I think I'd take, like, we'd go on some pretty cool hunting trips.
Like go to fucking Africa and those big hunting trips.
Yeah.
Not the kinds like the dentist did a few years ago, but like the kind where like, okay, this food is actually gonna go to people.
I mean like where it's even playing field with the animal. We're not gonna go out there and just have the guys put us on animals and be like, okay, shoot him.
Well, that's usually what it is. It's
we'll have
like older animals or they need to be culled. Are you
have
talking about like
bow?
you get a spear and go fucking?
I don't know about that. I'm pretty bad with the spear. I wouldn't be able to hit something.
You don't have to throw it.
Like a bow, like a compound bow. I would like to shoot like a rhino. No, that's fucked up because that would not work. Those are protected. Yeah, those are protected. But I'm talking about a fucking wildebeest.
Put all your money into cloning these animals so that you can hunt them on your free will, on like Madagascar,
like a Jurassic Park,
but for hunting. Yeah.
Rhinos, those are fucking protected. They're cool. But I just want like an aggressive animal where it's even playing field, where it's either me or him.
Probably just another person. Just hunt people. The most dangerous game.
That'd be kind of crazy.
They make movies about it all the time, like I just said.
Yeah.
Most dangerous game.
Well, have you ever seen Surviving the Game? With Ice-T?
No.
That's a pretty fucking badass movie. Ice-T, he's like they find a homeless dude. They
fight a homeless dude?
No, they find him as a homeless dude.
Oh, they find him.
Yeah, so they find him as a homeless guy. They tell him, hey, buddy, they befriend him and all this. They take him out to the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so once he's out there, like, they ask him, like, a facts about, like, what happened and stuff. And there's, like, one part where they say, why are you homeless? And he's like, well, I killed my family. And the guy's like, what the fuck? You killed your family? He's like, yeah. Well, later to come and find out that they release him out and they tell him you have 24 hours to run.
Most dangerous game style.
Yeah, you have 24 hours to run. We're going to hunt you. They get, like, the best rifles and vehicles and all that shit.
Uh-huh.
Well, he ends up turning the tables on him and stealing, like, their rifles and shit like that. And it comes to find out that he didn't kill his family. He was supposed to take care of some, like, fire issues with the building. And he didn't get around to doing it. And so it was a fire that killed his family in the building. So that's why he lived with that.
So he basically killed his family.
That's what he says. Yeah, he killed his family. That's what it comes down to.
What does that have to do with being, like, the most part of the most dangerous game?
But they take him out there. He doesn't know that he's going out there.
They put him into the game.
Yeah.
And then he kills everybody. And then you find out.
Yeah. He ends up, and then you find out the rest of the movie. It's pretty bad.
I was going to say, that it's like they just interview this guy. It's like,
no.
They put me in the most dangerous game and I killed my family. But it turns out I didn't do a fire check and so they died.
Yeah, no, they fucking...
That'd be a crazier movie.
And it's crazy because they're, like, throwing out comments. Like, you don't catch them in the beginning when they're eating. But he's like, oh, we're trying to fatten you up so that way it's easier.
Yeah, they do the big feast style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they ended up kicking him out and shit. And then
like I said, the most dangerous game. This movie is
Yeah.
played all the time.
Yeah.
In different ways. They're great movies, don't get me wrong. But you always know how it ends.
Yeah. It was a pretty good movie. Just Ice-T, like, his acting is pretty good. I don't know about his other new shit, but the old school shit was pretty good.
Yeah, like Tank Girl.
Never saw that.
He was a kangaroo person. You never saw Tank Girl though?
No, never.
It's based off a comic book. It's the girl from In the Army Now, Orange is the New Black.
Oh, okay.
The blonde crazy lady. Her.
Yeah.
She's Tank Girl.
In the Army Now. I fucking
And
love
the
that.
world is like super bad. We put it that way. Like worse than the Postman. And then there's like the genetic mutants like Ice-T and a few other famous actors.
The Postman is pretty good.
I like the Postman. Did you know it actually did really bad in movies? Because I guess it came out the same weekend as Titanic.
There you go.
Anyways, yeah, I like those movies though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not like Tank Girl, but I meant like the Most Dangerous Game.
In the Army Now.
Well, yeah, I loved it in the Army Now. Like when I was in
classic.
basic, drill sergeant went around asking everybody, he's like, "What movie did you see before you get there?" Everybody always, "Oh, Black Hawk Down, Broken Arrow, fucking Full Metal Jacket, blah blah blah." And fucking gets up to me, he's like, "What'd you see in the Army Now?" He just fucking looked at me and walked away. I was like, almost kind of defined my life though in the weirdest way.
Fucking funny shit. I absolutely love that movie.
David Allen Greer, Andy Dick.
So, what are they gonna do? Send us in with water balloons? Fucking pure water.
You know what's weird is that movie is like fairly accurate, like up until they actually get to Libya.
Yeah.
Because they just leave. Well, no. After they get left behind and everything,
Yeah.
after that it's pretty far fetched. Because they just fucking leave. I've heard some stories about people just getting left behind and shit. And it's like,
crazy.
where the fuck are they? Nobody knows where they're at until it's too late.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm sure it's mostly better now. That doesn't happen anymore, but it was a regular thing apparently.
The special forces dude on that movie is fucking hilarious because when he's out of it and he all the blood loss and shit,
It was the morphine.
Yeah. Oh, the morphine. Yeah. He's like, how's he doing? He's doing pretty good. He's like, Daddy, why don't I gotta go to ballet
Isn't
class?
that guy from La Bamba?
Teacher says I'm a natural. Yeah. That's so
Ricky!
Yeah.
That would have been perfect if he did that in the middle of the movie.
Fucking funny. That dude is pretty hilarious. How's he doing? He's doing good. He's fucked up.
Fucking shoots the rocket backwards.
Yeah, suck on this at one time. All different direction.
Not gonna do that again.
You say, oh, he's all, what Libyan base? That Libyan base, Bones. He's all, oh, I thought you meant some other Libyan base. Fucking, it's the only fucking Libyan base there.
You know, like I've seen almost most of Pauly Shore's movies, but I've never seen Jury Duty all the way through.
Jury Duty's pretty fucking good.
I've heard,
It's
but
pretty-
it's
it's
like
pretty
I've seen
good.
Pauly Shore's Dead. I've seen In the Army Now, Son-in-Law, Encino Man.
It's like the typical Pauly Shore
Guest
movie
House.
where
Well, yeah,
he wants to get out of work.
You know what you're going in for. It's not like, oh, look, it's Meryl Streep. What's she doing? She's sucking off Danny DeVito. That actually sounds like a great movie.
Yeah.
But
So true.
ah, fuck.
No, but Jury Duty is pretty funny because basically he just fucking doesn't want to go back to work.
Yeah,
and he ends
because
up
like he keeps delaying the trial, and then it
Yeah.
like I think towards the end, it turns out he was right the whole time, even though he's just procrastinating the whole time.
yeah, pretty much. It's pretty funny though.
I was like, have you ever seen Chairman of the Board with Carrot Top?
No.
He's an inventor, and like none of his shit really clicks until he invents this TV dinner that has the TV in it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's very similar because it's like in the same vein of Pauly Shore movies. It just happens to be Carrot Top.
Huh.
It's a great fucking movie.
That's crazy.
But I like those old 90s movies because they like as dumb as they were dumb on a different level of dumb. It's like
Yeah.
you completely tune out. This is retarded. I enjoy it, as opposed to
Pretty much.
Step Brothers, where it's dumb but like there's enough in there to keep you drawn in.
Yeah. Step Brothers is still funny too.
Step Brothers, fucking
Old school.
Talladega Nights, old school. Did you ever see Sherlock and Watson?
No, I haven't.
It
seen
did terribly, but it's also the reason why I say cocaine instead of cocaine.
that. Did you ever see? What is that one that he came out in? It was like it's like an old western. Casa de Mi Padre? Or
Yeah, I tried watching that. It, like,
dude, there's some parts in there that get you.
yeah, but like,
Well, you know, he constantly talks about his mom getting shot. Well,
yeah.
he's the one that fucking shot her.
Oh,
It shows it. The guys are wrestling with her. And he
did
has
you
the
know
gun, and he's
him
like,
and shit? What was it? Kate McKinnon, I think, or Maya Rudolph. I can't remember which one. Them and Will Ferrell did a Hallmark movie.
really?
Yeah, and it was all played up like, oh, this is gonna be a comedy. It turns out it was just a Hallmark movie.
Huh?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I still want to see it though.
Casa de Mi Padre. It's a stupid movie, but there's some parts. If you watch it all the way through, there's some parts that get you.
If you could write your own movie in either one of those styles, the early '90s or the Will Ferrell movies, what would you do?
Like write
Like-
my own storyline and shit.
Yeah, like what would the baseline be?
I don't know. It all depend. Like I don't know. That'd be a hardcore.
Okay, well,
Like with-
personally, I like. It could be a TV show, kind of like Superstore, because like when I worked at Walmart, we talked about this would be an amazing show because these people are retarded. 20 years later, they have Superstore,
God
but
damn it, man.
I was just. Yep. All right, so same idea. Maybe put it kind of 90. Set it in the 90s. Kind of like Repo Men with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. What do you call it? Blue Collars. And it's just, it could be an anthology series, whatever, but it's all comedic of different blue collar jobs. Like when I did HVAC,
Yeah.
some of the shit that happens that people don't know that happens in their homes with plumbers, HVAC, electricians. You just see some of this shit. Tons of fucking drugs. People falling through roofs. The amount of people that have fallen through roofs is fucking ridiculous.
I'm sure it comes with the territory.
I was sitting there working on an air handler, right? Like squatted in there real good. My buddy, my helper's bringing me something. He starts falling back, like off the rafters. And like without second thought, I grabbed him by the fucking crotch. Because it was the only thing to grab. So it's sitting there grabbing like, you missed my dick. It's like, all right, cool.
Good.
Be a little carefuler. So he goes to the other unit because he had to take something downstairs. He's getting the old drain pan off, and he's standing on the plywood, breaks through the ceiling, puts his foot all the way through. He's like, fuck. We got through the whole day without any problems.
In the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we also had a guy who did it like on the first 3 jobs he went through, just stepping through roofs and then not say anything to me or the customers. And you sit there like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. Or guys that, like, you get in like these little small crawl spaces in the attic and they sit in there farting. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? There's 3 of us in this tiny spot. What is wrong with you?
Hold that shit in. I had a guy, he was my systems access control administrator.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was the director of surveillance, and I swear this guy had fucking 9 lives.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was always doing something that just fucking blew my mind every time.
It's like, how are you alive?
One time he fucking was walking through the rafters,
Mm-hmm.
fucking fell through,
Mm-hmm.
fell into the wall, all the way down, missed every sharp piece of metal in the wall,
Jesus.
hit the ground, twisted his ankle. That's the first time I ever seen first responders cut somebody out of a wall. It was pretty fucking awesome.
I, two stories.
3 weeks back at work.
Nice.
Fucking best dude ever.
So most walls in your home, they have a top plate on them. So, you know, like every stud, there's usually a plate on top of that or a fucking piece of wood, right?
Yeah.
We're in this fucking house right towards the end of the day. I'm using my phone as a flashlight. It slips and it falls between the fucking studs.
Oh,
In the wall, 20 feet down.
that
And
sucks.
sit there and look at it. We go downstairs, sit there, call it. And the customer's asking, what's happening? It's like, I dropped my phone. It's like, where? Hear it ringing through the wall. It's like, right there. It's like, oh no, you're going to cut it out? I was like, no, I'm just going to get a new fucking phone.
Yeah.
We've spent enough time here.
Enjoy the phone.
Enjoy the wall.
Do you ever see the video of the guy? This guy went to college. Fucking, he ended up doing, while he was in college, he was doing construction on the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
And so, while he was doing construction, inside the wall, he put a fucking natural ice beer in there.
Hmm.
And he said, for my 10th year reunion from the college, when we all come back to visit and everything like that, I'm going to bust this beer out of the fucking wall. He ends up doing it. He punches a hole like where the exactly where he left it. Punches a hole, and he sticks his arm in there, and he's all, oh, and he's got like this big giant mustache, so it makes it even funnier. And he's like, oh, and he fucking reaches down, grabs it, pulls it out. His buddy grabs it out of his hand and fucking shotguns it, and the whole crowd goes wild. It's fucking hilarious.
Jesus. I've seen people, like, pictures of people, like, when they remodel their homes, they put stuff in there like that.
Yeah.
Some people put, like, fake skeletons. Some people write on the wall, whatever.
Did you see the story about, like, 3 months ago where Pablo Escobar's great-grandson found fucking $20 million in his wall? In his
That's
house?
not surprising.
I know, right? And he said he would never thought, but him and his family felt they needed to renovate that house.
Right.
And so they didn't think nothing of the house because it's all beaten down to shit and everything like that. But when they were tearing down the wall, they found bricks and bricks of cash inside there.
Really?
So,
Was it,
I mean, free money.
wasn't he also, like, had the problem of fucking rats eating the money after a while, too?
Yeah.
But, all right, so this other time. So drop-in ceilings, like you have here, most commercial buildings have them, right?
Yeah.
We were in a dentist's office, and now they had their units, like, horizontal on these platforms, but they also kept all their fucking paperwork in this attic, so, like, tons of fucking boxes of files of bullshit. They always put them in the most terrible places, so you have to scoot around them, like, on 1 inch of fucking plywood to get around them and whatever.
Yeah.
So you have below you about a foot drop to the rafters, and then the drop in ceiling. I slipped off with the fucking evaporator. Throw the evaporator on top of the unit, spin down, drop between the rafters, hit the drop down ceiling, and I'm fucking dangling there. Like,
holy shit.
amazing I didn't hit the ground.
That's crazy.
We also had a guy, David Birch. He stepped through the ceiling of a church, in like the big what do you call it? Where all the people sit? In the main church.
Yeah, like the cathedral area, like the.
There's a certain name for it.
I call them the stalls. Like
the pews.
Pews. Yeah, there you go. I call them stalls.
Okay. But you know how they all have high ceilings, right? So he was up there, falls through, and he's sitting there yelling and screaming. He's an old man, overweight, like just holding himself by his elbows on these rafters. Finally, like the pastor or preacher or whatever comes in. I don't know what the fuck her name is.
You got a guy hanging.
He sits there. He's like, "You need any help?" "Yeah, grab the fucking ladder. grab the fucking ladder." And the guy's like, "Okay." He sits there and takes his time and everything. He'd already been dangling up there for like half an hour.
Cover Down, a Guardian of the Purple Heart production. Doug, former Army, and Seth, former Navy, belong to a 501c3 charity called Guardians of the Purple Heart that assists combat wounded veterans where government organizations leave off. With a drive to carry the Guardians' message into the world, Cover Down was created. They keep things honest and authentic, discussing everything within our veteran, military, and general community, covering news, community outreach, military history, viral video reviews, local veteran-owned businesses, interviews with American heroes, upcoming charity events, and anything that happens to interest them. They also have a weird obsession with pickles. Don't ask. This show is not just for vets, it's for everyone. Check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and many other listening platforms. When they built the new Tasiki Casino, I was a part of that project. And we had APEC in there. It's APEC's the company that does, they run like the conduit and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, the fucking guy, we had told him when we were up in the ceiling, we told him, careful where you step. You're going to fall through some areas because it's really thin metal. This guy's like, okay. Fucking dude, like, I was in the surveillance room watching, and I looked, like, I spun the camera around just at the perfect time. Fucking dude falls through the roof. And he's like holding on like by I think it's like a water line that's going across, and he's holding on to it. And I fucking got on the radio and I said, "Security." I said, what did I tell him? 76 the pit. I said, emergency. And they fucking took off running. And it just so happened that there was like a 16-foot tall ladder right there. one of the security guards fucking grabbed it, opened that bitch like with like just He-Man strength, and fucking put it under him like that. And he climbed up all the way to the top while the other guys held the bottom. And he fucking grabbed the guy's legs and lifted him slowly down to where he could touch. And then he guided him onto the ladder. Then they crawled down.
Jesus.
If that dude would have fell through there, dude, I don't know if anybody knows this, but in a casino they have subflooring. It's all a high-rise floor. And anything below that, it's all metal and fucking jagged
that's where
shit.
they put the secret stuff to make you lose.
That's where the guy's button is to lift his foot off so everybody starts winning.
Yeah, it's like, oh, nope, you lose.
But if they wouldn't have done that, dude, that fucking dude would probably died right there. Like,
nah, you would have been fine.
Dude, I don't know.
You know the guy...
The angle of him going through the roof was head first.
It was like... It's one of the first guys to jump out of an airplane without a parachute during World War I want to say. He's a pilot. He's a French pilot, I think. This whole story could be mostly wrong. But the point is, it's like 1,100, like some absurd fucking height.
Yeah.
Broken leg. That was it. Broken leg.
I've heard some extreme things like that. Did you see the guy that landed on the cardboard boxes? Like, jumped out of a plane in his wingsuit. Just landed in boxes.
No.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Travis Pastrana?
No.
Travis
it's just
Pastrana.
It's just a whole nother guy. He just jumped out of a plane with his wingsuit, flew X amount of speed like that, slowing himself down and shit.
Did you hear about
and then he landed on the boxes.
Did you hear about the lady who was like her first time skydiving, right? And her husband was supposed to go with her, but he didn't go up with her. She called him on the radio, talking. He's like, no, do it. Like, he's pressuring her to do it, so, like, get over her fear and everything. So she finally does it. Parachute doesn't open.
Ooh.
Reserve doesn't open.
Ooh.
Hits the ground. Full body cast. And she lives, but, like, they tell her she's never going to walk again.
Yeah.
Now, she had a really shitty relationship with her father-in-law. He's a World War II vet.
Yeah.
And he was never supposed to walk again. So, like, he pressures her. He's a fucking dick, right? She eventually starts walking again. I'm talking about Peggy Hill.
Oh, God. It sounds so familiar. 50 men, they took my legs.
I killed 50 men.
Yeah.
And they blew my shins off.
Yeah.
Beanie, get my shin jelly.
I was like, where is this story sound so familiar in my head? It's like, where the fuck is this going? I was like, right when you said it, Peggy, done.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
So anyways, this movie or TV show or whatever, blue collar jobs like that, there's a million stories like this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Where the absolute worst possible thing happens, and then you look around. These guys are intelligent for their job, nothing else.
Huh. Fucking, I forgot what I was going to say. God damn it. I do that a lot. I have the fucking thing in my head and I lose it. I hope I have a fucking brain tumor.
I told a story like that on Friday. Like, it was a great story leading all the way up to the end, and then I just kind of like
Peggy Hill.
Spaced out the punchline and everything. It was like, everybody just kind of looked at me and was like, that's it? It's like, no, they're not all great stories. And I'm like, oh, wait, now I remember the end. It was a little too late for it, but.
Yeah. Have you seen like autocorrects and shit on that people post when they're having conversations on online?
No.
Put in autocorrect conversations, it'll pop up. There's some funny shit that pops up on there. Like it's like a mom was telling the kid don't come home for after school because dad's gonna give me dick. And it's like, no, not like that. And it turns out to be like a different word. But in autocorrect's like a totally different fucking thing. It's pretty funny. There's some pretty good ones on there. I was checking those out the other day. Pretty fucking hilarious.
I like how you basically just told a story the same way about how I told a story that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I can do it too. All right. You could do one. I could do one.
I didn't actually tell the story though.
I did.
No.
Don't judge me.
No, I've seen stuff like that. A few of them are usually like like pretty harmless, but it's always some mom telling their kids how they're gonna go balls deep on their dad or something. Which at the same time you're sitting there going, you text your husband like that, you should be pretty proud. I mean, at the same time, you could just tell
you're still talking about you're dying.
Yeah.
I took a mad hit of my fucking vape. It almost killed me.
I mean, at the very least, they could just sit there and stop halfway through, tell their kids, look, unlike you fucking nerds, I'm getting some fucking dick. You should be proud you don't have a little brother and sister, because I'm getting mad fucked.
My eyes are so watery, my lungs burn so bad. You're just telling a story. Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh.
Yeah, I like those, but like recently I've been
0 fucks given. Yeah, die fucker.
Just let it happen.
Just embrace it. Follow the light.
I was talking to he doesn't come to the open mics anymore. This weird fucking, I think he was Cree. I think this Cree dude. He works on some ranch out fucking somewhere. And
fucking ranch.
Like it was enough that like everybody after a while was like, this dude just rambles on, like talks about nothing a lot of the time. And like I had humor and whatever else, but I ran into him outside of Evangelo's one night and I was talking to him. And I just started like sliding in little jokes, little here and there. He fucking threw up. Well, then he offered me fucking drugs, so I was like, I should stay away from you.
I should stay away.
It's like that's why you're not totally there.
I'm okay, guys. If you're wondering how I'm doing,
You're still talking. Nobody cares.
I'm good.
He's alive.
He's alive. Oh god! Look at all the fucking.
That's all you coughing.
That was me dying on the record.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Fuck. One more puff.
Still got the taste of cum in my mouth.
Where did I hear that from?
What?
Where did I hear that from? Oh, the fucking the podcast with Sal Volcano and his buddy.
Taste buds or
yeah,
not no pressure.
No pressure.
With Chrissy D.
Yeah, so he's talking about his girlfriend. He's like, dude, dated this girl. He's like, her ex-boyfriend gave her this recipe for like a beef stew. He said, best fucking beef stew, best recipe I've ever fucking eaten. He's like, but every time I took a bite, he's like, I could just taste the cum from him. Like, it was pretty fucked up. They're like, oh God. And Sal's just sitting there like that.
I feel like I'm missing something to that story.
Because it was her ex-boyfriend that did that. So it's like one-upping him.
It was the ex-boyfriend's beef stew?
Yeah, his recipe. And the
his
girlfriend
recipe
made it for
girlfriend.
him.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, every time I eat it, I taste his cum. So
yeah,
like,
okay.
It's kind of fucked up.
Should have clarified that.
I did. Said it straight through.
Not well enough.
This girl had her ex-boyfriend with her recipe.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, I did.
No.
We got
check the record.
We got recorded.
Don't check the record. I don't care that much.
We'll have to listen tomorrow. Just listen tomorrow.
Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, so this is, if you guys haven't noticed, this episode's coming out super late because you had something to do yesterday?
Yeah, we ran into some hiccups.
Family stuff?
Yeah.
Sad family stuff?
No.
Funny family stuff?
Yeah, it's alright. Family stuff.
Did one of your fucking daughters get into a fight again?
No, they're always fighting. That's
no.
every day.
Okay, so which one was it? The little sadist or the other one that got into a fight at school?
The oldest.
Okay.
It was her first fight. Very proud of her.
Did she win?
Yes. Very proud of her.
Okay, so how did that story go? Because I only caught it from the phone, from you over the phone.
Basically, what happens is these kids that are in school these days are little bitches. They're fucking...
Dude, that's all kids.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
All the time. Time. All kids are bitches.
One started talking shit to my daughter, and
okay.
next thing you know, it escalated, and it was handled.
You suck at telling stories.
That's it. It's fucking... Well, I don't want to go bore everybody with a fucking long-ass story.
So what you said, so you get the phone call, I'm sitting next to you in the truck. It's like, what happened? Yeah, so-and-so beat the shit out of somebody unprompted. Really? It's like, yeah, he fucked him up, blah, 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 blah. And something to that degree is all I heard.
Yeah.
So it sounded like a bunch of kids jumped your daughter.
No,
and so it turns out your daughter just whooped the shit out of somebody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Sheriff's Department was there, all the school resource officers.
Yeah, that's all you get nowadays.
That's it. It was a big old fucking thing.
I distinctly remember like elementary school if there was a fight.
Yeah.
Until I got to about 6th grade, there was no cops.
Did I ever tell you a story about when I was in kindergarten?
No, but
No?
thanks for interrupting mine.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
But hold that thought. But like, you'd see fights and whatever else up until about 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. Mm-hmm. That's when school cops started coming in.
Yeah.
That's also right around Columbine. So maybe that's, and then like a few years before that, they were talking about putting metal detectors in schools. Probably like 94, like around high school high.
Yeah.
With
high school high.
With John Lovitz.
Yeah.
So that came out like 94, right? So that was already happening in schools, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's when it used to be called black on black crime. And weirdly how that went away.
Right.
And then I think we had a kid who brought pot to school in like 5th grade. He got fucking arrested there at school.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hardcore in fucking Roswell.
I remember weed, though, was no joke. Schedule 1, up there with fucking heroin and meth and shit like that.
I mean, it still is, technically. But, and then after that, you started seeing, not my school, because I went to the Indian school. Well, there was cops there, but we called him fucking Custer. Then you get into public school, there's not even resource officers. They were the safety officers when I got to high school. Like, they had to do 2 years of that before they could actually become cops. Yeah. Like, they had all the same responsibilities, but no pistols.
Yeah.
Because, like, they weren't 21 or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your story?
My story in kindergarten, nap time. All the kids are laying down. I lay under a table. I see some screws loose. Start taking it apart. Turns out it fell on my best friend. Table fell. My dad had to come to the school and fix the table. And
your kid fucked up another kid. How? He took this shit apart. You should be congratulating. That's a fucking engineering brain right there. He wants to know how shit fucking works, man.
I remember fucking
put him in G&T.
And I remember G&T? Like it was yesterday, dude. I fucking laid down and I was playing with the screws and they had washers and shit. I was like, oh, this is sick. So I kept taking them out, not thinking like fucking thing's gonna fall. Fell on my friend. My dad, when he gets there, he's like, well, what did he do? Like, a table fell on a kid. And my dad cracked a smile. Like, how did a table fall on a kid? That's what he said.
I would have been laughing anyway. It's like, yeah, fuck that kid.
I was just sitting there like, I'm going to get my ass whipped when I get home. I had my head down. I'm not sitting there like
So,
funny shit.
I want to say 3 or 4. We went to my aunt's house for Christmas. We all ended up getting food poisoning because my aunt can't cook. Not point of story, though. I do remember being sick. I remember watching people play Trivial Pursuit and trying to get in on it. I knew some things, which is pretty impressive for a kid, but...
Yeah.
No, they got me this toy. It was like 2 milk crates almost, but it's like thin... They're kind of thick plastic, but it's all flat sides and everything, but it's full of holes. And it's got these little... It was like a big, giant plastic erector set.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it came with little bolts and nuts. The thing was fucking kick-ass. Well, I had that for a few years. And then I found my dad's tool chest. And so, any toy we had with screws, shit was coming out.
Oh, shit.
So, I took a lot of shit apart, like, as a kid. And that should be, like, a natural thing for kids. Like, yes, encourage that. Don't beat your kid for taking apart his own toys.
I remember the first time my mom hit my little cousin with a fucking toy for Christmas.
Hit him with it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Amazing.
like here's your Christmas present.
Ha! No, so my mom had bought all my cousins some shit for Christmas. And
no shit.
No, some toys for Christmas, and most of them were like what the fuck, Megatron and shit like that, like
old school 80s Transformers.
Yeah,
like the Optimus Prime that came with the fucking
yeah, all that
the trailer.
Yeah,
and then it turned into like the Super Prime thing.
Yeah,
like those.
So she bought all those ones, but the thing is, it had a cord where you pull it and it would talk.
Oh, so not what I was talking about.
It kind of it looked exactly like it, but it has this.
But it was 80s style Transformers.
Yeah. And so it has this little block in there. You pull the string, and it says like "I'm Optimus Prime" or whatever.
That's weird that it had a pull string.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. It's crazy because I've never seen one of those toys again. Mm-hmm. But it's like one in a million fucking toys. But my cousin's pull string didn't work on the truck. or on the fucking toy. And he walks up to my mom. He says, "I don't want this toy. This toy is broken." And as he's walking away, my mom grabbed the thing and she said, "Well, next time I won't get you shit, you little fucker." And she hits him hit him in the back with it, and he starts crying and stuff. And it turns into a big old fight between my aunt and my mom. It was pretty funny.
Fuck. No. Okay. So now, were these hard plastic or were they like soft?
Kind of soft, squishies.
Well, these are like. See that? That's like newer.
Yeah,
Autobots.
it looked exactly like that with the pull string.
How long ago was this?
94.
Okay, because these are like new Transformers. Let me see if I can find something.
But it was fucking classic, dude. Because I remember my cousin started crying when my mom fucking hit him with it. It was pretty cool.
I mean, I've been hit with like every toy I've had, so it's kind
Not intentionally, like my
No,
mom.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom lit him up.
I used to be beat as a child. No, we had these. They were like trains, but they were like big die-cast metal piggy banks, like a foot long.
Yeah.
They're heavy fuckers. My little brother dropped one on my ear from like the top bunk.
Jesus
That
Christ.
fucking hurt. Like nailed me in the head.
Dude, those are fucking weight. Like, Jesus
That's
Christ.
like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I almost killed my little brother.
That was one of the
It is
first
like
times.
3 other times that almost happened.
Dude, my cousin came down from Kansas, and he owns a blow dart company. A blow dart gun.
Yeah. The kind you get from State Fair and shit.
Yeah. No, like the needles. Like the fucking monkey
they
killing
have
legit
needles.
ones.
Yeah.
Dude,
You get them at State Fair.
well, he came down and he had a bunch of them for us as kids. We had the little short ones, like fucking no joke, dude.
Yeah.
And he ended up giving like poison to my dad, like they used for killing monkeys and shit, like in Africa.
Why did he have the poison?
Because he was into that shit. That was his thing.
Isn't that usually like
And-
frog venom?
Yeah.
Or not venom?
Well, my dad ended up like
No, it's
getting rid of
poison.
it. My
Yeah.
dad fucking got rid of it. Like,
yeah,
he's like, I don't want this shit. Your cousin's crazy. Well, anyways, we're all like fucking, I want to say like 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives us all these blow dart guns with all the fucking darts and everything. Like, these things fucking shoot. And so one time we're sitting in the apple orchard by my grandma's house. And we're all sitting around the trees because we used to just sit there and eat apples and bullshit and stuff like that. Well, we had the blow dart guns there that day. And I was telling my cousin, like, let's try to shoot these apples out of the tree and shit like that. Well, we're all sitting there and we're eating apples. And my cousin looks at my other cousin and goes, "Don't move. There's a bee right by your leg." And he's like, "I'm going to shoot it." Dude, I didn't intervene on this because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see if he's going to hit my cousin or if he's going to hit the bee. Well, he hits the bee and pins it to my cousin's leg with a dart, dude. And it's like one of those 1 in a million fucking things where the bee was so close to his skin where it was just stabbing him over and over. But
He's still alive. Just
and that's the day we found out my cousin was allergic to bees.
Jesus Christ.
He almost died, dude. They rushed him to the hospital. It fucked him up, but they took all our blow guns and everything. Fucking no more.
Jeez.
Because the fact of my cousin running through the field to my grandma's house, going, "He shot me," and the bees sting.
I mean, at that point, like, how you just kind of figure, how long is it going to take? Is it going to be a week? Is it going to be a month?
And-
is it going to be a year before one of these kids get shot?
Dude, it was like literally 4 hours. When
Really?
he got him, we were there. And we like the innocent people want to tell their
mouse. You don't hit the fucking space.
no, the screen turned off and it locks.
Yeah, I know. We
But,
figured it out last week. You
but
hit
it was
enter. Remember?
it was one of those things that it was the innocent want to tell the story so they don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
So all of us take off running to like our parents to tell like what happened, so that way the story doesn't get misconstrued and we get fucked.
Yeah.
But
I used to do that at work.
my dad's like, it was 2 hours longer than I expected. It's
It wasn't that bad.
fucking funny, dude.
I had a friend who lived down the street from me. Like, okay, so I've moved a ton when I was a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we first moved to Virginia, as we're pulling into the house, there's a kid out front, Kool-Aid mustache, just sitting there, same age as me. He had that Kool-Aid mustache the entire time he was there. He's dead now, but but this is
Kool-Aid.
just kind of like how I made friends growing up. It's like neighbor kids, same age.
Yeah.
So when we moved to Roswell, similar thing. We're pulling down the street, we see a kid. He was actually like a year or two younger than me. Or no, he was about a year younger than me. But I ended up becoming friends with him. But he was the kind of kid who had all that shit because his dad was in the army, and I guess divorced from his mom. And his mom at the time lived with his grandma or something. I think
Something like
before that he wasn't living with his grandma and whatever. He ended up being raised by his grandma. And then his mom ends up getting remarried, have another kid, but he still lives with his grandma and he visits his mom. Is that kind of situation? Mexican. And but he always had shit like that. Like he had the blow darts. He's the kid I told you about that we found the fucking we found a crossbow in the alley because Roswell has alleys behind houses and shit. And like we spent the whole night, like I'd stay the night at his house. We'd shoot cans and shit with crayons with this crossbow he just found. His grandma just let him have it. It's like, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it's not a real gun.
Just as fucking deadly because that goes straight
Right.
through fucking cans. You're like, this is kind of dangerous. He had BB guns, he had blow darts and all this other shit, but I think because he was a more or less an only child, he never like hurt anybody else
Yeah.
except for himself. He's a little fat kid, so the only thing that was getting hurt was his arteries.
Now they don't hurt anymore.
I think he's still alive.
Oh.
His uncle though, who stayed there too, because his uncle wasn't. I think his uncle was in his 20s, 20s when we were like 8. So he wasn't that much older, whatever.
Yeah.
But like it was obvious he was smoking weed in his room, and his grandma just kind of like, I don't like it, but it's happening. But this kid was also spoiled, had an N64, everything.
Yeah.
But we used to just do shit in his room like that with a dartboard, fucking the blow dart, the crossbow, the BB gun.
I had a cousin that he was fucking around with the 22. His dad had a 22.
It's amazing this kid didn't have a 22.
He was playing around with the 22, and he was like sighting in on like a bear, a polar bear calendar in his room.
He had a fucking butterfly knife, but go ahead.
Yeah, my cousin did too.
It's like
kind of crazy.
it is, but it's like fat kids, man. You know what's going on in their lives.
Well, long story short, he put a 22 bullet through the wall and almost shot my cousin's husband. Like
wow.
It hit the shed right behind him, like
Jeez.
grazed him.
I would have whooped that kid's ass.
Oh, he got his ass beat pretty bad. And
This is a kid I don't think I ever saw him get beat, but he definitely deserved it.
I remember one time my cousin stole my uncle's credit card
Uh-huh.
and ran up $800 in porn.
See, we never.
That was really funny.
I don't remember who it was, but we never had anybody run up money on porn. But it was always like at one point the 900 numbers. I remember somebody getting in trouble for that.
Yeah.
He's either my oldest brother or his friend who lived down the street when we lived in Oklahoma. But like, shit, those commercials were on TV up until we were almost out of high school.
Yeah.
Fucking, they're like party lines. Oh, that's what it was. Party lines would get people in trouble. But 2 holes.
Different angles.
But I remember the party lines were a big thing, and the sex numbers. Like you either call Miss Cleo or you call the sex numbers.
Miss Cleo. I feel like that.
I'll tell you your future. I have no idea what she fucking said. But
Call me now for a free reading.
there it is.
Every time I couldn't go to bed unless I heard Miss Cleo go, "Call me now."
I think that was probably because we moved so often and we like those trips were, or if we took a trip from like Virginia to New Mexico to see my family, it was always like it's a 3-day drive, or it gets stretched to a week so you can see everything in between.
Yeah.
But you always stay in hotels like Motel 6, wherever. You always see Miss Cleo, Girls Gone Wild, The Sex Number, fucking Loveline, and what else? The infomercials. I fucking miss infomercials so much.
Dude, I used to sit up at night thinking one day I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna order some shit off infomercials.
That is, dude. I come so often, so close to ordering shit on TV. Sometimes, like I want that.
I think I mentioned in a couple podcasts ago, my first thing I ever bought with infomercial was a Banjo Minnow.
Banjo Minnow?
Yeah. Dude, Banjo been around for years, fucking on those infomercials. It was always
banjo
like,
minnow?
so it's like a real life like minnow that you use for
Oh
fishing.
shit! Yes. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
I saw that, dude. One night I had my credit card and I said it's fucking going down.
Yeah.
Like I am the adult. This is it.
Did you get it?
I ordered it.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, but they don't tell you that it's a soft plastic, and pike and shit tear them apart. So it's like $69.95.
Catching pike out here?
Yeah, Eagle's Nest.
Eagle's
Nest. There's a Abiquiu and there's fucking.
There's some of that. Well, Abiquiu sucks unless you like have a boat.
Yeah, you have to have a boat. But
I need a boat.
they didn't tell you in the infomercial that they're soft plastic and tears them the fuck up. Like, yeah, it fucks them up pretty good.
Okay.
But I spent $69 on that and lost every one of them to a fish.
I don't.
They work.
Yeah. I hate buying lures because they're gone. They're always I fucking lose them to a fish. It's always a nightmare. It's not because I don't tie them well. They snap the line something or it gets caught in the fucking weeds.
Yeah.
But I think I almost bought a Girls Gone Wild. Never did that. Good thing because it's a fucking waste of money.
Yeah.
Because like once the internet came out and you actually watch the videos, it's like, oh, there's not as much titties in this.
I feel duped.
And then what is it? And then they started giving all the as seen on TV shit at Walmart, and you can actually look at it and you're like, oh, this ain't so great.
I hate the way Family Dollar and fucking Dollar General have an as seen on TV shelf.
Sort of, but like some of the stuff in there is actually pretty good. Like the ramen microwave ramen bowl thing.
I bought several of those.
Those I actually like. Those are good.
My daughters use those like fuck for everything.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking plop it in, pour the water, nuke it, pour the water out, fucking mix it up with the powder, dry, eat it just like that. It's amazing.
Yep.
I don't know. I think what's the coolest thing I've ever seen? You ever see the Djibouti dubs?
No.
You got to look up Djibouti dubs. Okay, so there is. It's this old fat lady from '90s infomercial, and she's cooking things in like the copper pan.
Yeah.
And she's like, "See that shit right there? It's fucking good. Scrumptious." Just tons of shit like that. But they've redubbed the entire infomercial with because there's the cookbook. There's the copper pan, and there's like something else. But these are infomercials you don't see anymore.
I tried the copper pan.
Is it worth it?
Nah. The stone pans from like Home Goods are way better.
Stone? You mean like a cast iron?
No, they're stone pans. They're like made out of like a rock material.
Like the masa bowl thing?
Yeah.
That Mexican restaurants use for
yeah, but
salsa, weirdly enough.
But they're big pans.
Uh-huh.
Non-stick like fuck. They're amazing.
Well, it's like...
We have all pink ones at my house.
Pink?
Yeah. The wife decided to go
You
pink.
need to show me these. But
they're sick.
It was like cast iron. Cast iron's had this weird resurgence in the last few years, which is great because I used a cast iron when I lived in Georgia.
Cast irons
Once you get it seasoned, it's fucking amazing.
bingo.
And once you really learn how to cook with it, even on an electric stove.
That's how I use mine.
Yeah.
Every time.
I mean, I do it on gas too, but
mine is so.
I could never get frying down in it though.
Mine is so non-stick, it's ridiculous. It's
like once you're like doing fried eggs, like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like this is a little heavy for like one egg, but
it's worth it. It's
yeah.
It makes them that much better.
But especially when you get that good seasoning in it, you're like,
Yeah.
But
dude,
like
we're at a minute and some change. Fuck.
we're good. But like so when I first moved out, it was me, my buddy Buddha, and my girlfriend at the time, and she had made like frittatas or something.
Nelly frittatas.
The pan wasn't seasoned well enough, and like we sat there, it was like this thing is fucked, like shit sticking to it like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So we used soap and water and scrubbed it, which nowadays
an iron pan.
It's cast iron. Yes,
Cast
you
iron?
can do that. It's not an issue. It
I know, I
doesn't.
usually
It doesn't
boil
lose.
it.
It doesn't lose the seasoning. It's there's a weird fucking cult about cast iron pans, which you can and what you can't do.
Yeah.
And even if you lose the seasoning, oh, this is a 20-year seasoning. Blah 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 blah. After I cooked with this, there was no fucking seasoning on that to begin with. Otherwise, it would have never stuck like that.
Salt.
Yes,
Clean it with salt.
I know now like scrub with salt and everything. But
I
even
use-
then, you can use dish soap on it. It's
I use
not a
chainmail too. Yeah, I put dish soap and water inside mine, and I bring it to a high boil, and then I pour it out like that, and then I use the chainmail to scrape off everything else.
But even then, like you don't even need to do
fierce.
all that. Like you can use the nylon sponge and everything. It doesn't lose the seasoning.
I don't know. It's kind of throws me off. I just don't want to fuck my pans up because they're amazing.
Well, guess what? It's not that hard to fix.
I know. Salt and fucking
You just do the oil, cook it, whatever. Re-seasoning isn't that hard. People make it like, oh, this is my grandma's pan. She used it for 20 years. It's got 20-year-old seasoning on it. Turns out, no, it doesn't, because it would have never stained that way.
Yeah.
She lost her shit, and then like years later, it sat there, it was like, oh, she's a fucking idiot.
Dude,
I mean, there's other things that said that. That's why we're not together.
When you clean out the iron skillet or the iron
cast iron,
when you clean out the iron, it fucking once you put that oil on it and you make it fucking good, it's just so refreshing. Like it just gives you that feeling. Like I'm gonna cook some shit next time.
It's like even when they're if you have to re-season it all that often, that doesn't seem like that's that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's
not like you don't have to care for it like a baby, blah blah blah. As long as you're not rusting, you're good.
Yeah, don't leave it out in the rain. But everything else is fine.
If you live in Georgia, it'll rust quickly. But even then, it's easy to fix before it gets too late.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, and then you don't have to use them just for that. You can use them for whatever else, which I kind of wish I did. Like my buddy, who's I want to say 2-3 years older than both of us, and everybody except for him has said this is the first time he's moved out on his own. Yeah. He's like 36, 37, 38, something like that. He's like, oh, no, I've lived on my own but for like a year in Albuquerque, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's it?
That's it?
It's like, yeah, I live with my mom now. It sucks, but...
You're not planning long-term with her.
Yeah, it's not... Also, there's like nowhere to fucking live here.
I moved out at 23. I got that freedom, and I said, fuck it. I'm not going back.
I moved out at 18.
Nice.
So, I mean, it was like October, but 10 months later, but still.
That drive of not going back is what kept me out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I'll fail.
Yeah.
I'll surf couches until I'm not failing.
Yep.
I'm not going back.
Yep.
I'm an adult now. I can handle my shit.
Exactly.
And there was times where I couldn't, but...
You did it.
No, like the first time I got arrested. Or not arrested, but first time I went to jail. It was like, oh yeah, it's like $300 bond warrant bullshit, but not important. But like stuff like that, like, anyways, the whole point of this is like I bought him a cast iron pan, a deep one. Turns out he didn't know how to cook either. I was like, look, check it out. We're gonna make a steak, Gordon Ramsay style, because this like the butter in the steak, and some rosemary, and then you like deglaze with some red wine.
Yeah,
it's like the most common way to make steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it comes out fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Fortunately, this pussy can't have any red in his steak.
What?
He's like, oh no, because the blood, and it fucks me up because he may or may not have killed somebody, blah, 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 blah. And like, it's weird because like I told him, like, yeah, I've got PTSD. I get real anxious sometimes. And like he sat there and was like, well, why don't I get like that? I've seen dead bodies and shit. It's like, because you're a sociopath.
Bingo.
Mostly. But also, you eat your steaks where it's basically jerky.
But I made dried up and fuck that.
Did the sear, fucking threw in the oven for him to where it's like well done.
Yeah.
Which is still good enough. But like a week later, he's like, yeah, I bought steaks so we can grill. I was like, okay, cool. And then they were like those carnita steaks.
Oh,
like the real skinny shit.
Steak, yeah.
It's like, these are going to cook in like 5 minutes. Like less than 5 minutes. And he's like, no, I want it cooked all the way through, real dark and shit. It's like, are you serious? It's like, yeah. And they were like jerky. I basically made him jerky on his little fucking charcoal stove.
Fuck that.
It's like, how are you an adult?
That's terrible.
Like, even if you're like, oh, I want my steak blue and everything, like, you don't have to be that far, but like, don't confuse steak with jerky.
Right. Just take him a pack of jerky and throw it there. I brought you steak.
He does get, when he gets jerky over at Ortega's and stuff, he just gets it all mixed together too. Oh.
The mystery bag.
Which isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but
that's dirty.
If I want jerky, I'll do that.
Right? Dehydrate.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually kind of impressed that it got that way on the stove or on the grill, but. Oh, I popped my back. Was that all pops?
No.
Oh, okay,
That was my hand
because
rubbing
it sounded like
I didn't want to.
there's you don't have that many vertebrae.
Yeah, we have 70. Yeah. I'm fucking tired.
All right. What are we at time?
We're at 1:07. Hour 7.
Yeah, I'm just
throwing that out there.
okay. Okay. You want to call it?
Let's call it.
All right.
Fuck.
Any last words?
Jesus, you gonna kill me?
Yeah.
Don't kill me and say no.
Before we tell everybody good night?
Yeah. No, that's it.
All right. Yeah.
Have a
Fuck off,
fucking great
everybody.
Weekend. A week.
You guys have a good week. Don't fuck it up. Go fuck
Yeah.
yourselves. Fuck off.
Bingo.
One last thing before we go. Every week, we have a subreddit, Instagram, a Twitter, and an email address for any kind of voice recordings. If you guys have any questions, if you have any hate mail, if you want to say something nice, any of those things. Our subreddit is nothingpacific on reddit.com. Our Twitter is at a non-specific pod at Twitter, and nothingpacific on Instagram. Our email address is nothingpacificnonspecific@gmail.com. Write us something, tell us something, if you have a suggestion, anything. That's it.
Think outside the box.